Everything you think you know about getting older is a lie. The people who should be telling you the truth, your parents, your teachers, society itself, they're either deceiving you or they don't know themselves. In America, we worship youth, chase success, and postpone happiness like it's a package we can pick up later. But what if later never comes? This is the story of one man who almost died before he ever truly lived, and the devastating truths he discovered in the 21 years that followed. For 52 years, he did everything right. The corner office, the six-figure salary, the respect of his peers. He collected achievements like trophies on a shelf. This is what we're taught success looks like in America. Work hard, sacrifice now, reap the rewards later. But beneath the polished surface of this picture-perfect life, something was deeply, terrifyingly wrong. He was living on autopilot, and he didn't even know it. It was an ordinary Tuesday morning in a conference room that smelled of coffee and ambition. Quarterly projections, revenue forecasts, numbers that would mean nothing in approximately 90 seconds. Then the room began to spin, the walls closing in like a coffin lid. What the doctors would later call a cardiac event was, in reality, something far more profound. It was his body screaming what his soul had been whispering for decades. He woke up in a white room, staring at a white ceiling, his wife's tears falling like rain. The doctors said he was lucky, but luck had nothing to do with what happened next. Lying in that hospital bed, with nothing but silence and a heart monitor's steady beep, he faced a question that terrified him more than death itself. What would I have left behind? A nice house that someone else would live in. A retirement account that would be divided and spent. A collection of achievements that would be forgotten within 5 years. In America, we measure lives in accomplishments. But lying inches from death, he realized the truth. Nobody remembers your quarterly projections. Nobody carves your job title on your headstone. He had been climbing for 30 years, only to discover his ladder was leaning against the wrong wall entirely. There is a lie we tell ourselves every single day in this country, and it's killing us slowly. I have time. I'll do that later. When I'm older, I'll finally live. We've convinced ourselves that happiness is a destination, not a journey. In their 20s, when I make more money, then I'll be happy. In their 30s, when I get that promotion, then I'll relax. In their 40s, when the kids are grown, then I'll travel. But that day never comes, because the goalposts keep moving. You get the promotion, and suddenly you need the next one. You make the money, and suddenly you need more. You're running on a wheel, and the wheel is a clock. Here's something nobody tells you when you're young. Success is a terrible goal. He made partner at his firm. He bought the house. He earned the respect of colleagues whose names he can barely remember now. And for about 48 hours after each victory, he felt amazing. Then the feeling evaporated like morning dew, and he was back to baseline, hungry for the next fix. A friend of his died 3 years ago at 68. Multi-million-dollar business. Never took a real vacation. Kept saying he'd slow down next year. His son stood at the funeral and said 5 words that still haunt him. My father was successful, but I barely knew him. Is that the eulogy you want? Your regrets won't be about the things you did wrong. They'll be about the things you didn't do at all. He doesn't lie awake thinking about failed business deals. Those fade like old receipts. What keeps him staring at the ceiling at 3 in the morning is different. The trip to Japan he never took because he was too busy. The relationship with his brother he let deteriorate over pride. The book he always wanted to write but never started. The bedtime stories he missed because he was working late. These are the ghosts that haunt the living. The roads not taken, the love not expressed, the risks not taken because fear whispered louder than courage. The people you love, your parents, your siblings, your closest friends, you think you have unlimited time with them. You don't. His father died when he was 45. They had a complicated relationship, the kind that needed words neither of them knew how to say. He kept thinking they'd have time to talk when he was less busy, when the next project was done. When things calmed down, heart attack. Gone within hours. No goodbye, no reconciliation, no final I love you. His biggest regret isn't about money or career. It's about all the Sundays he didn't call, all the dinners he was too tired to attend, all the little moments he let slip through his fingers like sand. There won't always be more. After the cardiac event, something shifted inside him, something permanent. He stepped back from work that had consumed him for 3 decades. He started saying no to things that didn't matter, the committees, the obligations, the endless climb. And he started saying yes to things he had postponed for decades. In these last 21 years, he's learned more about life than he did in the previous 52 combined. What matters is embarrassingly, almost insultingly, simple. Time with people you love. Work that feels meaningful to you, not impressive to others. Experiencing things, not owning things. Creating memories, not accumulating possessions. Being present, instead of being busy. Here's a question that will either set you free or keep you awake tonight. If you died tomorrow, would you be satisfied with the life you've lived so far? Not, would people be impressed by your eulogy? Not, did you achieve enough by society's standards? Just, would you be satisfied? If the answer is no, then what are you waiting for? What are you doing with your precious, irreplaceable time that's so important you're willing to gamble your one life on it? The average American will live 28,135 days. How many of yours have already passed? How many have you actually lived versus simply survived? He's 73 years old now. Every morning when he wakes up and feels his heart still beating, he's aware that he's living on borrowed time. But here's the secret he's discovered. We all are. The only difference is young people don't realize it. They think they're invincible. They think they have forever. He watches his grandchildren living the same patterns, stressed about things that won't matter, chasing achievements that won't fulfill them, making the same mistakes he made. He tries to tell them. He tries to share what nearly dying taught him. But they can't really hear him. They're living in the storm right now. They think their situation is unique, that the old rules don't apply to them. That's why he's speaking to you. Here's the truth no one wants to face. Every single day, you're getting closer to death. Your parents, if they're still alive, are getting older every day. One day, probably sooner than you think, they won't be here. Your friends, your spouse, your children, none of these relationships last forever. So what are you going to do? Keep putting off that phone call? Keep postponing that trip? Keep telling yourself you'll make time later? Or are you going to wake up today? Not tomorrow, not next week, today, and start living like your time is limited. Because it is, it always has been. If he could go back and speak to his 30-year-old self, here's what he would say. Stop trying to impress people who don't matter. Stop sacrificing your health on the altar of your career. Stop putting off joy until someday. Stop waiting for permission to live the life you want. Start calling your parents more often. They won't be there forever. Start taking the trips you dream about. Your body won't always cooperate. Start doing the things that scare you. Fear is the thief of life. Start saying no to obligations that drain you. Start saying yes to experiences that fulfill you. And most importantly, start now. Not next year, not after this project, not when you have more money or more time or more permission. Now. Because the perfect time is a lie we tell ourselves to stay comfortable. And comfort is the enemy of a life fully lived. Here's the beautiful irony he's discovered in these past 21 years. He's happier now, at 73, with less time ahead of him than he was at 30, when he thought he had all the time in the world. He's traveled to places he always dreamed about, deepened relationships with his children and grandchildren, pursued hobbies he postponed for decades, forgiven people he held grudges against, said, "I love you" more times than he can count. When you truly understand that time is limited, something miraculous happens. You actually start to live. You stop wasting moments. You stop postponing joy. You stop waiting for the right time. And you start creating it. You have a choice right now, today. Keep living the way you're living, chasing success, putting off happiness, telling yourself you'll make time later. Or wake up. Realize that time is running out faster than you think, and the life you're waiting to live needs to start now. He can't make this choice for you, but he can tell you, with the authority of someone who nearly lost everything. You do not want to be 73, looking back, wishing you had made different choices. Don't waste 52 years figuring this out. Learn from his mistakes. Live intentionally. Prioritize what matters. Stop waiting for someday. Someday is today. It always has been. The average American spends 5 hours per day on their phone. They will spend 43 days of their life deciding what to watch on TV. But they will only spend 46 minutes per week talking to their parents. What will you do with your time?